Today, I'm picking up, first of all, this reading is just an act of service. I'm just making a contribution, donating my perspective that's channeling through me. Take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Yeah, disclaimer. The bear. I feel at this time there are people who are not getting along, and the reason why they don't get along is because it's important that they get along. Like it's important to them, it's important to you. Like you really actually want to get along with these individuals. Uh, but they're so rigid in justifying their ways because they don't want to look at the embarrassment of why they're having trouble. Like they're trying to hide from what makes them uncomfortable about themselves. We're all different on the spectrum of this, and we're all humans in this rainbow prism of personalities at any given moment, if we choose. Personally, I like the waves that come in of emotion, and while I could be zen, I enjoy being zen so much. I really, really do. But I also feel a little rebellious in that I want some sort of a roller coaster ride. There's this movie called Parenting, Parenthood, with Steve Martin. Anyways, there's this grandmother in it, and she, at the end of this movie, all about the different dynamics of all these different familial relationships. At the very end, of course, the grandmother, she was just like, I love roller coaster rides. And like, everyone's like losing their minds, the men, the women, the children. But then the grandmother, she's like, her way of living that long and even becoming what she was, her approach was, I love roller coaster rides and I love to surf. I've never been surfing in my entire life, but the metaphor is my thing. I love the idea of always harking back to the waves of emotion, and if I ever need help, I, I do my best to pull that out of my pocket of tricks, my bag of tricks to get through it. And so I will think, okay, here comes a wave. Just keep surfing, keep paddling out, whatever. Like, all you can do really is talk in metaphors at the end of the day, if you're going to talk at all. But there's some people who get really irritated with you. It really turns them into an angry bear because they don't understand why you would talk in metaphors. It really upsets them. They think that you can't even have a conversation with them because you won't stop talking in metaphors when you just have the wisdom to only talk in metaphors because everything is like surfing or riding a roller coaster in terms of communication with others and, and making it all work. It's so much more harmonious when you speak in metaphors instead of the message I received this morning was all about interrogation and how in terror and terror interrogation, and the only individuals that interrogate are the ones that are afraid of their own path, or they're afraid of what will happen if they start walking on their path. So they interrogate, and what this does to the individual they're interrogating is it kind of, this is what it feels like. I'm gonna go down to the depths for a moment in the dark and tell you what it feels like when you're interrogated. It sets you up to be almost like you you start analyzing your path and you get all uncomfortable because you have to answer all these questions. And then the other person feels like they're being fed something. And it's your energy and it's your attention. And it almost is like they have some sort of authority, domination, like as to dominate another, to bully into submission, to get you to answer to them. And this, especially if we're talking about your ability to be financially independent, if you're with individuals who are just really sad. It's really sad what I'm picking up on today. Uh, Once again, take this if it resonates. If it does not, please leave it for someone else. But I feel like we're all just exchanging energy with each other. And for those who are like walking our path to just manifest in the physical realm, which is all about the earth, pentacles, it has to do with money, yes, but it's manifesting what you're being called. Only you and the Most High know what you're here for. There isn't anyone else, especially people who are going to interrogate you because they're afraid of what. And I think what stems at the root of what they're afraid of is what they've done in the past. It like catching up with them or something. So they hide. It's like they cleverly go into hibernation and interrogating everyone around them and like stirring everything up around them just to get everyone else all rah, like in terror, gate, like opening a gate to like getting people angry, like angry bears. And I had this epiphany, and it's about food. It's about our basic survival needs. uh, I only know the pattern because I I practice these fitness routines because they're the only thing that's keeping me some sort of giving me any sort of stability at all. Like, and I mean this in like my ability to manifest for myself. Because if you can't stay focused, you're not going to be able to create something. You're not going to be able to put the time and effort with your own physicality to make things happen for yourself. So you need stability. You need a routine. You need something you can rely on, and you need to be reliable. And so I have bought and paid for with my time, my funds, my attention. Everything has gone into this, and it was, don't laugh at me. You cannot tell because it's not about that, but bodybuilding. And I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm probably not gonna compete because it's more of like a spiritual thing for me. Uh, but it's like an appreciation just to have a body. uh, and yoga's, there's so many things you can do. There's so many things I still want to do, and if I had the funds, you better believe I would know how to invest them in my path. Like, but for right now, the strength training has saved my life. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Bodybuilding, strength training, but I do it in a very zen way, to where it's like this meditation as you're pumping the iron, whatever. I don't want to get too far into that because I feel like I'm helping educate in the emotional realms that need to be sorted out, like knotted up Christmas lights on Christmas family Christmas vacation where he's getting Russ involved, and Russ has to go up there and help Clark get those fucking Christmas lights unraveled. I feel like a lot of us feel like that right now. Like, we're just like, we're all like these Christmas lights that are just like, yeah, we all have the potential to have Christ consciousness, but we also are all knotted up because we know not for what we've done when we've been arrogant and we knew what we were doing. And we know, I think we know what we're doing, is my point. Um, there comes a time where you can only pretend to not know for so long, and then it catches up with you, and then everyone around you is just like, I'm not buying that anymore. You know, you have to know. And the sad thing is they can't handle the truth, and it's very uncomfortable for you because all you want to do is live a life where you don't have to run away from it, and you don't have to hide, and you don't have to take a vacation, and you don't have to worry about the future because you're setting yourself up for success. And if the unknown is something to be appreciated instead of mostly feared, yeah, there's an element of, ugh. I mean, we've all had things happen to us that are not so comfortable, but it's still an experience. And at least we are even alive to be able to experience it. It's like one of many cups, the unknown. Um, and I feel at this time I'm just here to like hold the line and tell you that I'm here with you. If you're feeling this way, because I'm feeling it too, and we're all like this family. The thing is, our actual family, we're all hiding from each other, and we're not able to communicate because we're holding on to the past, each and every one of us. Don't tell me you're not. I don't care who you are. I don't care. Even a Shaolin master, the greatest of the great, and they would even more admit to it with ease, because this is a part of our condition. This way of existence. So I just want to say that the food thing, I notice it a lot because I'm like this bridge. I have a mother and I have a daughter for now. Who knows what will happen? And I see these generational patterns, and it's helping me so much live this way in this dynamic, learn, do a lot of work in the inner emotional realms that I can hopefully help other people with, because it shows me my blind spots by seeing my mother and my daughter interact. And then just, it's so clever, all the things that you can divine from witnessing these relationship dynamics. And the food thing, I, I was alluding to, I eat every 3 hours. I've got a timer. And I've noticed that when you do that, you can kind of predict your feelings and your emotions in a way that you're reliable. Whereas the people who are just like winging it and doing whatever the fuck they want are not doing well emotionally. They're just not, and they're not reliable, and they think they have all this freedom, and it's unjust what they're doing to themselves and their relationships with themselves. Because if you're not planning to just cover these basic needs, uh, and I say basic needs because while fasting is an excellent practice and it is so useful at times, so is meal prep. And knowing your macronutrient needs and what your body needs to either expand or contract or maintain, just have it covered. And this is probably, I would say, the most important thing. I feel like I want to talk to you like you're a fucking idiot. It makes me so just, it excites me to such a degree. And I'm reeling it in. I'm going, whoa, whoa, whoa. But like, it affects everything. It affects everything. It's probably the most important thing that you need to figure out is, what are you eating? Because it's affecting your mood. It's affecting your emotions and your hormones and everything. And if okay, so you have one person in the family that's like taking care of all of that, but you've got these other people mocking them. Um, they're making fun of them, um, or worse, just all these things happen as a result of the people around them not doing that because they feel uncomfortable in their bodies. And all this just immature, cranky, um, irritable, all these negative things come up from them not doing that. And but they want to like point at you like it's your fault when it is absolutely beyond the shadow of doubt their mess, because they're winging it and they're not getting involved in the most basic need. All the animals, that's all they do all day is look for ways to feed themselves. And they basically know what they're going to do. Like, they've got it figured out since a very young age. They rely on the good grace of opportunity. However, they know what they're eating. Like, they know what they do. Like, they know what they do. They follow their parents, for one. They don't have, like, all these different copies of the same species going over here and over here and over here. No, 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 no. Like, this one's not telling them to eat Frosted Flakes, and this one's not sneaking chocolate cake, and this one's not making them eat barbecue, and this one's not telling them that they have to eat tofu. They're like, oh my gosh, everything is about the food. It's all about the food. It's all about the food. And I feel like this video has gone on so long, and I really have a really important point. So I'm gonna make a part two. And if you're interested in this topic, you can watch it. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop because it's already 23 minutes. But it's all about the food. What the fuck are we gonna do? If we all keep eating different, I'm not saying we should all be a carnivore or omnivore or vegan. It's not about that at all. We've moved on past all of that. I want to speak for like the group. Like, we've got to stop doing all that. It's more the people who have the wherewithal to know that their mood and their emotions is all being set up by how they fed themselves or how they haven't fed themselves, because what I've seen is they feel guilty for the way they fed themselves after not feeding themselves, and then they overfeed themselves, and then they feel guilty for how they fed themselves, and then and then they treat you like shit. That was scary, wasn't it? What just came out of me? Can you imagine being around that sort of energy? I don't want to be around that. I don't. And I don't think that was enjoyable content to have to watch. But it was an example of intense velociraptor, I'm gonna feed on you bullshit that is happening as a result of people just being hungry. Because it's like this root chakra thing, this basic survival, uh, angry bear, reptilian, sorry, thing. Now I have my own stuff I have to work on. I'm not perfect, but I do know that over 5 years of doing this, I literally carry around a cooler with me, and I am prepared. There's something so safe. I feel so safe, and I'm able to be like I'm able to get things done in a way that the people around me are not able to get things done. And they think I have like magical powers. It's so fucked up and weird. Like sometimes people, their level of consciousness, you're like literally doing the most real work. Like there's no, there's no, I'm not trying to cheat any system or anything. You know what I mean? Like a magic trick. I'm literally just following a pattern over and over and over again. To where at I I'm like it looks like magic, but really I'm just doing something, and I'm able to do it consistently because of I'm preparing. I do encourage you, if you have the funding, to work with a nutritionist so you don't have any gaps or holes. Because I myself, the movie $1 Million Baby is kind of like what I'm willing to do. Not the end of the movie, but like you know how she's like barely making it, but it was that important to her. That's kind of like that. I can really resonate with that, and like her mom and her sister and all them, and then she like buys them a house. Like that feels so much. I haven't gotten to buy my mom a house, but what I mean is when you're in these communities, you know what I'm talking about. But just like I, if I wasn't like putting going all into this, I would be obese, and I would be just I'd be a nasty something because I would feel embarrassed about how I looked. And then that would come up out of me because I would be uncomfortable in my own skin. And that is what is happening. These people are uncomfortable in their own skin because of how they're not investing in figuring out how to feed themselves in a way where they don't have to think about it anymore. Like I don't have to think about that anymore because I like I'm not thinking about that in a way. Like it would seem because I carry a cooler around that I'm always thinking about it, but that the thing is, I don't have to think about it anymore. So this angry bear thing doesn't happen to me unless you interrupt me when my timer goes off. Because like I'll that timer to eat that I have on my phone, it it keeps me on this like schedule. And then all of these side effects happen as a result of that. Like, oh, I gotta take a break. I go out, eat my meal, and then, oh, back to work. I'm fed, I'm fueled up. I can I can maintain for another 3 hours. I'm fine. Huh, you know, uh, like yesterday, I helped my mother clean out a storage locker that she's been complaining about for years. 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 Did I say years? By the way, it's been years. Same story. Years. So we did that yesterday. She rented a U-Haul. We got every morsel out of that thing. And now she does not have to pay to store her rage in that locker anymore. We got it out. And now some of it, I'm looking at it. It's on the front lawn. Some of it, the good stuff, went to Goodwill. And then I had a few things in there that I sent to Goodwill and I kept for Goodwill, my Goodwill. I'm gonna, and then other things we are going to lovingly release back to the earth because we don't need it anymore. And the earth is strong and healthy, and it's more of like a respect thing. The earth is not as fragile as the market would like you to feel, if that makes any sense. Um, it's better than ever. It's stronger and healthier and happier than ever. I know it. So when I release things, I just send it back with with reverence, and I'm grateful that I got to even have these things, and I release them with respect. We honor the dead, and it's just a process of death. When you throw things away, that is a death. And I'm being guided to speak about this because I received memos about how death is just a release. Uh, and a lot of people have abandonment issues with feeling abandoned, and they we the human experience. There's so many clever ways to hide from certain emotions that make us feel icky and uncomfortable, and abandonment is one of them. And so, hurt people, right? Supposedly. Uh, so when you're like done with something, oftentimes the past me that I'm not this way anymore, I would throw things away, like get it away from me, get it away from me, get it away from me. I don't want it. I don't want it. So I would throw it away, just throw it away. And with that emotion, I was charging my trash, and the trash would go to a landfill. We were filling the land with these emotions. Like, get it away from me, get it away from me. Well, I shifted when I received the call that I was doing it wrong. And I'm telling you right now because you need to hear this. Uh, or you may have seen it too. Um, when I throw things away, I do my best to remember that it's okay. It's okay. It's kind of like I'm a graceful reaper, like a loving death angel. Like, how would you want to be greeted when you die? Think of that energy when you're throwing things away. To the thing you're throwing away, you're offering it up, you're giving it up. And this will also help because it'll help you rethink of your responsibility and your trash and what you're buying. And it shouldn't be so easy to throw things away. We should be held accountable for the things we throw away. Uh, but just, you know, make good choices. And then that pretty much covers everything. Choices from your heart. And since we're all part of the earth realm, we all affect each other. There's no way around it. There's not enough goats to offer up to get around it. And that's what everyone's doing. They're trying to escape being uncomfortable. And so when they can't, when you're a person of truth and they're trying to escape into you to get you to tell them good things, to reassure them and make them feel comfortable with their bad choices, you're either going to keep doing what you used to do and try to soothe them and help them feel better, or you can let them feel uncomfortable. You don't have to poke them because that's usually the pendulum swings. When you realize, I'm not going to hurt myself anymore by letting you escape into me, I'm going to point the finger back at you. So the pendulum oftentimes will swing that way, but when you can remain neutral, it can be a stable, majestic mountain, an opportunity for them to see that they have some yards to climb up, and they might be a little uncomfortable, but it will build strength, and maybe we can encourage each other. and me talking about the food and everything is my way of doing that because it's so common, it's so abundantly clear to me what's happening, this triangulation between me, my or I'm sorry, I'm supposed to say myself last, right? uh, that's gonna have to change for us mothers. But for my daughter, my mother, and me, uh, it's so clear that that's probably the thing underneath the surface as to why we are triangulating against one another, because I, as my daughter's mother, think she should be eating a certain way, and then I am belittled. I have been belittled in front of my daughter since my daughter could walk. And so, you know, you can only imagine, right? You may be able to resonate. But so, of course, the mother in me gets angry because that's my daughter. And there comes a time where you just can't fight anymore and you let them take your daughter and feed them, and then your daughter isn't doing so well, and then they conveniently get to say you're her mother type of shit. And this message is for someone, because I know for a fact you're out there, because there's so many people doing this, and I'm just here as a sister, a member of society. I'm here with you, and you're not alone. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone in this feeling. So, with that, this is a long reading. But I feel like I had to like clear myself out to get to the really good stuff. Like, you gotta pan for gold and you really gotta dig. And then the really good stuff starts to come out. But have a good day and feed yourself. I love Blue Bear Ease. Um, However, I'm gonna need to figure out some funding issue. Like that's what I like. I, if I won the lottery, it would go on blueberries. Just kidding. Well, anyways, I love you. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Subscribe if you want to. Uh, yeah. If you like the way I read, honestly, I think we're just hanging out. If you, it's like a connoisseur of energy type of thing these days with social media. We're just, you know, looking for the right energy that we can resonate with. It is what it is. So, if you like it, you will subscribe. If you like it, you will give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, you're not even here this long to even know that I'm saying